This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you here to Wood River High School. After last night's loss, the Lady Indians get on the bus this morning, travel about 60 miles north to here to the town of Haley and take on the Wood River Wolverines coming up in about 14 minutes or so here. Glad to have you with us this afternoon. Dan Hubbard with you, and be with you throughout the game here as well. As tonight, the Preston Indians look to get back on the winning side. As after last night, they dropped a 49-42 decision last night at Jerome. The Lady Indians will look to rebound this afternoon's game here in Wood River. The loss was not Preston's first this year. It was first in conference play this year, but also it snapped a 5-game winning streak for the Lady Indians. Today is also the second of 3 straight road games. The third will come up on Tuesday as they will see the Century Diamondbacks for the first time. That game will be played at the Snake Pit in Pocatello. So last night, the Lady Indians let a game get away from them early, and then went into with the fourth quarter with a lead, and then were outscored 20-10 in the fourth quarter last night. That allowed the Jerome Tigers to come back and win the game 49-42. However, they did, as we said, they fought back, took the lead into the fourth quarter, then were outscored. It was a very tough Tiger defense that proved to be too much for the Lady Indians to crack during the game, as the Lady Indians saw only 2 players score in double figures last night. Haley Meek had 13 to lead the team. Michaela Robertson had 11. Biggest problem last night for the Lady Indians as well was the fact that they turned the ball over a total of 26 times in the game last night. So that certainly was a problem last night for the Indians as well. So this evening or this afternoon here, it's the Wood River Wolverines will be the opponent. The Wolverines come into tonight's afternoon's game with a 5-8 record and have only won once this year in Great Basin Conference play. They're 1-6 in the conference. Wood River has lost 2 games in a row and 4 out of the last 5 as they face the Indians here this afternoon. The only conference win they have this year came against Canyon Ridge back in December. The only other time that these two teams have met was last year at Preston Gym, a game that the Indians would go on to win by the score of 58-36. We'll take our first time out. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Ryan Harris. We'll also look at the keys to tonight's game and other teams in action last night and a couple of other teams in action today as well around the Great Basin 10. We'll do all that as we continue right after this time out of here on the pregame show. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Harris for a couple of minutes before the game here in Wood River this afternoon. I'll give you your choice. We can talk a little bit about last night or just move on to this afternoon.
Whatever you think the listeners want to hear today, Dan.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the game last night. It certainly was not the way you were hoping things would go last night.
Sure. You know, we needed those 2 points. Anytime you drop a crossover game that kind of puts you playing from behind the 8 ball a little bit the rest of the way, makes every game down the stretch. Now you think about, a doubleheader with Century coming up. You're like, well, we could drop one of those and still be in a good position. If we want to host all the way through, those games are both must-win games. You can't afford to drop one to Burley, and Burley's a surging, pretty good-looking team right now. We went up and watched them against Century, and they led for 3 quarters before Century kind of closed them out in the 4th, and so it just puts a little bit more pressure on our backs. But you know what? That's fine. I have no problem playing the underdog role and playing with pressure on our backs the rest of the way. Let's just see if the girls will step up and answer the call.
You talk about the importance of those 2-point games. That makes today's game even more important, as this is the last one for you this year.
Absolutely. There's no room or margin for error. Wood River's not considered one of the top teams in the conference, but at the same time, we're on an 18-hour turnaround. They didn't play last night. They're fresh. We're not, and so it's varsity girls basketball. We got to come out and we got to play our best basketball if we expect to win. So.
Do you use last night as a learning tool, or you just try to encourage the girls to put it behind them and not worry about it and move on and play today's game?
We've covered a lot of the aspects of last night's game already with the girls this morning, and with that in mind, we're going to move on and go forward. Maybe if we see Jerome again in the district tournament, we'll touch on a few things from last night's game. But other than that, the girls know what went wrong last night. It was no secret. We just plain and simply turn the ball over. When you turn the ball over 26 times, you're not going to win any basketball games.
That's a very good point. Let's move on to today and not worry about Jerome anymore. Let's talk a little bit about Wood River. They're a couple of games under 500. As you said, they're not considered one of the best teams in the conference. What do you look for out of them today?
Well, they're going to come out about like any team you'd expect at home. They're going to come out with some energy early and try and get after you. But I think it's one of those, if we can get on them early and stay on them, we'll be able to get them to fold and go to a comfortable win. If we don't do that, if we come out slow, then we're going to be battling all game. And we're the ones that are going to be with some tired legs on that 18-hour turnaround like we talked about. And so the importance of coming out and getting this thing going early for us is what we have to do today.
There's no secrets in this conference, and things get around pretty quickly. They come out and put pressure right in the girls' face, like Jerome did last night, and all of a sudden the girls need to make some adjustments to be able to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, Jerome put some pressure, but watching the tape, and I mean, yeah, it's only been 12 hours since last night's game. I've already watched it 3 times, and it's just self-inflicted wounds, and it was a lot back to the previous 2 days of practices. And I'm going to take a lot of the blame for last night's loss because I wasn't hard enough on them in practice. I let things go Wednesday, Thursday that probably shouldn't have let go, and was maybe a little bit soft on them. And so we're going to fix that. We're going to change that. And the girls are going to know that, hey, we're in a point in the season that there's no more practices like we had this last week. They're going to be allowed. So.
You've watched the game tape 3 times already. Careful, you're starting to sound like a coach.
Well, 3 losses this year, and I haven't slept after any of the 3 of them, and so I might as well be doing something productive if I'm awake. So
that's the whole thing. Make it constructive and be able to pass it on to the girls and come back out and play better in the next game. Today's the next game, and hopefully things go better. Best of luck today.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thank you.
That's Ryan Harris here on the pregame show. We'll take a time out and come back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
At Preston Drug, we understand that everyone is busy and time is important. That's why we've implemented synchronization. We look at all the monthly prescriptions your family takes, and working with your doctor, we organize them so that you can pick them all up at one time each month. Synchronization with Preston Drug saves you time and money. Call Preston Drug today, and we'll get you into the synchronization system. It's free and it's simple. Preston Drug, 208-852-1563.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com. Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
KACH.
Welcome back here on the pregame show as we are in Wood River this afternoon as the Indians take on the Wood River Wolverines coming up. First of all, I want to apologize as last night we had troubles with the camera, and today we're just not allowed to shoot video because of their association with the network that the Idaho School Board wants to try to install throughout most of the Idaho schools. So if you'd like to see the video of this afternoon's game, you can go to nfhsnetwork.com. That address again is nfhsnetwork.com. This is not a free service. You'll have to pay a small fee, but you'll be able to watch the video of this afternoon's game. You can turn us up on the radio and watch the video as we'll bring you all the sights and sounds from here at Wood River, this basketball game coming up. The other thing we wanted to pass along to you was we started the pregame show, and it's usually fairly well timed out. We can start the pregame show and have it just about to where we'll be getting starting lineups in the opening tap. A few minutes after we started the pregame show this afternoon, the gentleman walked out. The game manager walked out and put 20 minutes additional back on the clock. So we're still about 25 minutes away from the opening tap here this afternoon at the game here in Wood River, as some of the parents kind of grumbled a little bit, but realizing that you have a long drive home to get back to Preston. It's an hour back to Twin Falls and Jerome area, and then three and a half hours back to Preston from here in Twin Falls. So it's quite a bus ride home, as they'd like to get that started, but that's not the way it's going to work, unfortunately, here this afternoon, as they're going to wait till the posted game time of 2 o'clock to get the game started here today. So that's what we'll work with, and we'll try to fill the time the best we can coming up over the next little bit as well. So with Preston losing last night, they slip as they are now 10-3 overall on the year, 6-1 in conference play. There are now two teams ahead of them with 7 wins in the conference. Those are Twin Falls and Century. Century's 7-0 in conference play. Twin Falls is 7-2. And we mentioned that because of the importance of the upcoming games that Preston will have. 2 games left in the regular season against Century, and there's only 5 games left in the regular season after today. So the 2 games, as Coach Harris mentioned during our pregame chat, that the 2 games left against Century become even bigger with last night's loss, losing an opportunity for a 2-point game. So today's game, another 2-point game, and actually the last one of the year for the Indians, was they'll try to pick up those win against an out-of-pod team that Wood River is, as they'll try to collect those 2 points. What makes it difficult for the Indians is the short turnaround. As they played last night, everybody got back to the hotel. It was probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. By the time things kind of settled down, they had dinner, and then an early wake-up call this morning. They had an early meeting before breakfast, and I went down and had breakfast about 8 o'clock at the hotel this morning, and most of the girls were already packed and had breakfast and getting ready to get on the bus as they headed up here, as the freshman game started about 10:30 this morning. So it was the hour bus ride they had to put in to get up here to Wood River to get ready for the game here this afternoon. Really made for an early wake-up call for the girls back at the hotel in Jerome. So that's, that 18-hour turnaround that Coach Harris mentioned. It truly is. It made for a short night and a shorter morning as the 2 o'clock tip-off coming up in just a little bit. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back and we'll talk about some of the keys of this afternoon's game for the Indians as we continue here on the pregame show coming up right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And they're going to cut down the nets in Las Vegas.
Imagine a world with no basketball.
No, please, no, no, no!
Yeah, no thanks. Basketball lives here on the Aggie Sports Network.
The Aggies return to the Spectrum on Saturday evening as the Nevada Wolfpack come to town. Pre-game show is at 5:30. They'll tip off the game at 6.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly too. If you usually feel stressed when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
WestMotorCompany.com.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH.
And welcome back here to the pregame show before the Indians and the Wolverines from Wood River get together here on this Saturday afternoon. Let's talk about some of the keys to tonight's game. As number one big thing is bounce back from last night's loss. Last night was a very tough loss for the Indians, losing on that 2-point game, as we mentioned. Being able to bounce back and pick up a win here this afternoon in this game becomes even more important as it's yet another 2-point game, but it's the final one of the year. Number two would be, of course, control the ball. Watch out for the turnovers. Last night, a season-high 26 turnovers in the game at Jerome, as the turnover bug now has started to bite the Indians a little bit. The average is back up to 18.4 turnovers per game, and they've had 20 or more turnovers in a game this year 8 times out of the 13 games played. So the turnovers starting to creep back up a little bit. So taking care of the ball, making sure you run your sets and take good care of possession of the ball is paramount here in this game here today, because every turnover you get is a scoring chance lost as you go down the floor. We mentioned the short turnaround. That is the key, number 3, to the game here tonight. Playing a day game after a night game can always be a difficult challenge, no matter what sport it is. But certainly for a high school basketball team, that you're coming back out on tired legs. So get off to a good start tonight. Get Wood River down, hopefully, potentially, and make them feel like a team with a losing record, and have them kind of give up and give in early on in the game and help you along the way. Now, remember, this is another potential trap game for the Indians, and that's key number 4. While last night's loss hurt, another loss could hurt even more. So if you're busy looking ahead to the game coming up on Tuesday at Century, if you're not careful, this game could get away from you to end up with a pair of losses on the road trip, and that's certainly not what anybody wants indeed headed into that game at Century coming up on Tuesday night. So win this game, enjoy the bus ride home, and then get ready for the game coming up on Tuesday against the Diamondbacks. Well, again, take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have a little more for you here on the pregame show. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
The first Wild Women's Clinic at Beaver Mountain will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd. The cost is $55 and includes a light breakfast, lunch, and a 2-hour ski or snowboard lesson. Space is limited. You need to be registered by Monday, January 20th at our Logan office or at the Mountain Snow Sports School. Go to skithebeef.com for all the information.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Welcome back. Once again, kind of an extended pregame show as they decided to start the game at its regular posted time at 2 o'clock as the JV game finished very early. The JVs picking up a big win today as they went on to win by a score of 58-12 over the Wolverines. The freshmen also picking up a win earlier today as well. So things were running way ahead of schedule, about 20 minutes ahead, and they put the extra 20 minutes onto the pregame clock. So we're still about 14 minutes away from national anthem and starting lineups being announced in the tip-off for this afternoon's game. Yeah, we talk a lot about last night's game, the loss at Jerome. We don't want to make it sound like it was all doom and gloom, that things went incredibly bad. It's true that the things could have gone better for the Indians last night, but still there was some things that came out very well for the Indians, even though it was a tough loss. The fact that Haley Meek tallied 13 points. It was her 4th game of 10 or more points in the game. She also had 6 steals in the game last night, which was a new season high for her as well. The other Preston Indian player that was good last night was Michaela Robertson, as she tallied 11 points in the game last night, as it was the 7th time and 4 out of the last 5 games that she has scored in double figures for the Indians. So she was off to a great game last night. She has a steal in each of the last 8 games as well, and a season high of 9 in a game. That came against Shelley back earlier in the year. So a couple of good games turned in by the Indians in a very tough circumstance last night in the game at Jerome, not only with the 26 turnovers that the Indians committed, but as we mentioned last night in the post-game show, kind of iffy, shall we say, officiating in the game last night. As really got under the Indians' skin. In fact, the officials really kind of lost control of the game in the 4th quarter last night as things got a little chippy. Ended up in a little bit of a pushing incident in the game last night in the 4th quarter that was quickly broke up. But still, referees have to be able to take care of those things and keep the games moving forward and keep them balanced and well played on both sides. We want to remind you that the keys to tonight's game were brought to you by our friends at Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or give them a call at 208-852-0810. That's 208-852-0810 for all of your insurance needs. Now, there was 4 great games last night. A couple other teams from the Great Basin 10 in action today. We'll again step aside for a few minutes. We'll come back. We'll look at the games, also the standings from the Great Basin 10. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
At Preston Drug, we understand that everyone is busy and time is important. That's why we've implemented synchronization. We look at all the monthly prescriptions your family takes, and working with your doctor, we organize them so that you can pick them all up at one time each month. Synchronization with Preston Drug saves you time and money. Call Preston Drug today, and we'll get you into the synchronization system. It's free and it's simple. Preston Drug, 208-852-1563.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
KACH.
Welcome back here on the pregame show as we're having a little bit of an extended pregame show here today from Wood River before the game, which is still about 9 minutes or so away. But there was some other action last night in the Great Basin 10 Conference, and let's look at the outcomes of those games. As Minico was picked up a win last night against Pocatello. The final score there was 39-27 as Minico able to pick up a 12-point win in that game. With the win, Minico improves now on the year. They're now 3-5 and 6-9 in conference play. For Pocatello, as they lost, I should say, their 7th game over in conference, as they are now 2-7 and 2-10 overall on the year. Century picked up a win against Mountain Home by 14, winning 60-46. Century improves to 7-0 in conference play, 10-3 overall on the year, as they are now one of 2 teams in the conference with 7 wins. As Mountain Home, in taking the loss, the Tigers are now 4-6 in conference, and they are 9-7 overall on the year. Burley and Twin Falls got together at Twin Falls last night, as that game was very, very good, right down to the wire, as Burley was able to come from behind and pick up a 3-point win over the Twin Falls Bruins, winning 50-47. Twin Falls improves to, or I should say Twin Falls falls, to 7-2 now in conference play on the year. They are the other team with 7 wins on the year. They're 10-3 overall on the season. For Burley, as they picked up the win, they improved to 6-4 over in the conference, 9-7 in conference play. And Canyon Ridge was on the road as they had a meeting with Crosstown Filer High School, and Filer doubled up on the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks, winning 64-31. Canyon Ridge is now 1-13 overall on the year, suffering the loss. Now, a non-conference game, and they're still winless in conference play as they are 0-9 on the year. So you can see the importance of the Preston losing that game last night, as they missed out on a chance to join Century and Twin Falls with 7 wins apiece in the conference race. So they're Preston now sits at 6-1. The loss was their 3rd of the year. They're 12-3 overall on the season. So the Indians really need this game badly here against Wood River here this evening. And Wood River's 5-8 overall on the year, 1-6 in conference play. They did not play last night. They had the night off. So for the Indians, that short turnaround against a team with fresh legs, that makes it for a little bit more of a difficult assignment. But the Indians will press forward and give it all they have here this afternoon. Coming up, other games coming up today involving Great Basin 10 teams. There are 2 other teams in action today. Both of them played last night, so they're not the only ones with the back-to-back games like the Indians have here this afternoon. Today, Twin Falls drives to Boise, as they'll take on Bishop Kelly. And Pocatello is at home this afternoon as the Marsh Valley Eagles come to Pocatello to take on the Indians there at Pocatello High School. Another timeout coming your way. More on the pregame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
The first Wild Women's Clinic at Beaver Mountain will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd. The cost is $55 and includes a light breakfast, lunch, and a 2-hour ski or snowboard lesson. Space is limited. You need to be registered by Monday, January 20th at our Logan office or at the Mountain Snow Sports School. Go to skithebeef.com for all the information.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH. KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
At Preston Drug, we understand that everyone is busy and time is important. That's why we've implemented synchronization. We look at all the monthly prescriptions your family takes, and working with your doctor, we organize them so that you can pick them all up at one time each month. Synchronization with Preston Drug saves you time and money. Call Preston Drug today, and we'll get you into the synchronization system. It's free and it's simple. Preston Drug, 208-852-1563.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com. Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
KACH.
Once again, if you'd like to tune in and see the video for today's game, you can do that by logging on to NFHS. That's NFHSnetwork.com and pay their fee and be able to watch their game. So we're finally reached that time. It's the starting lineups and opening tap coming up just around the corner. We'll take a timeout. Preston Indians basketball is coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
COACH. 5 letters synonymous with leadership and encouragement. A person who cares about your success in athletics, but even more about your success in life. Hear from the coach right here on the Coach Craig Smith Show.
The Coach Craig Smith Show, live from the new Chicago Pizza location in Logan. Monday nights at 6 on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Rouse Construction, bringing custom homes to the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. Well, good afternoon again, everybody. Welcome here to Wood River High School. As this afternoon, the Indians will drive an hour's north of Jerome, where they played last night, and take on the Wood River Wolverines in a matinee game here this afternoon. Dan Hubbard with you courtside as we're ready for the opening tip and starting lineups to be announced here as the two teams getting together, waiting for, I think they're having a little issue with the microphone, so they're trying to get that to work here in Wood River as well. As we have people, there we go. Now we got the little microphone working as the national anthem's been played, and a little time to play some basketball here this afternoon with the Preston Indians and the Wood River Wolverines. Again, as we talked about on our extended pregame show here today, the loss for Preston drops them to 10-3 on the year, 6-1 overall on the year. Starting lineup for the Indians, Haley Meek, the sophomore, 5.5 points a game, 1.6 rebounds, a contest as well, as she'll get the start. Sage Meek, the senior outside shooter, averaging 6 points a game and one assist per game as well. Hobbled a little bit on the ankle that she hurt last night at Jerome. Lexi Harris gets a start as a senior, 4.8 points per game, 1.5 rebounds a contest. Cassie Pugmire, who did not start last night for the first time this year, back in the starting lineup here tonight. The senior, 8.8 points a game, almost 7 rebounds a game. And Kylie Larson with us at 6.7 points per game and 8.5 rebounds a game this year for the Preston Indians, getting a start in the lineup this afternoon for the Indians as well. Now for the Wood River Indians, who are 5-8 on the year, 1-6 in Great Basin Conference play. The starting lineup for them, it will be Payson Bennett, a 5'6" senior, gets a start. Grace Park, a 5'6" senior, getting a start tonight as well here for the Wolverines. Also starting will be Irene Vargas, a 5'6" junior, Sammy Bruckner, a 5'6" senior, as she'll start this afternoon for the Wolverines. Amy Aranda, a 5'5" senior, also in the starting lineup today for Wood River. And finally, Natalie Morse, a 6'1" junior, will start in the middle for the Wolverines here this afternoon, as we are ready to play some basketball here from Wood River. Preston, impatient as they are, already out onto the floor, but we're ready to go here on this Saturday afternoon. Glad to have you with us. Don't forget, coming up later on this evening, 5:30, it's Utah State Aggie basketball. We'll have the pregame show for you, as we mentioned, at 5:30 this afternoon, as they're at home at the Spectrum tonight against Nevada. As the tap is out of bounds, basically stolen by Kylie Larson, but she tapped it too strong and she tapped it out of bounds. So the opening tip was going to go to the Wolverines on the out of bounds here as they get it in. Here comes Bennett driving down the middle. She's turned aside there by Harris. So she'll have to pull the ball back out again and set up the offense. Goes back over on the far side as it goes to Aranda. Aranda lost it momentarily. Now it is taken away as Pugmire able to pick up the loose ball. Up into the front court. Here comes the Preston Indians as they'll give it back to Harris. So she will set up the offense. As she tries to go right, she lost the ball. I thought maybe for a second that Bennett had gotten her hand in and kind of got a piece of the ball, but no, as that'll be a turnover right away here for the Indians on their first possession. So Preston, who's had 26 turnovers last night, a season high in the loss at Jerome, as they'll turn the ball over. Their first possession here today as Sage Meek takes it away in the backcourt. They're able to get it back as they get it back to Bennett. Bennett up in the front court, bounces it down low to Morris. Turn, her shot goes off the side of the backboard. Larson reaches in to take it away, but she bounces it on the end line, and it's going to stay with the Wolverines underneath their own basket. As the inbound pass is tapped momentarily by Haley Meek. They tried to say it went off the hands of Sammy Bruckner, but the officials said no, so again it'll stay with the Wolverines. This time, instead of under the basket, they'll bring the ball over from the right-hand corner as they get it in, as it comes to Aranda, back out toward the top of the key. Aranda gives it up over on the far side as again it comes to Bennett, and they'll draw the foul right away. As that's going to go against Kylie Larson. That'll be her first here this afternoon. As again the ball out of bounds to the Wolverines. Again on the far side, it'll be Aranda to get it in. As she tried to get it in, but Haley Meek stepped in front of the pass and took it away. Here comes Meek back up into the front court. She's cut off, so she'll give it on the right side. Free throw line extended to Harris. Back out top to Meek. Swing it over on the left side as it goes to Sage Meek. Bounce it down low to Larson in the paint. Kylie goes off the glass, no good. Tries to save it on the floor as she does. As Natalie Morris able to pull it down as she'll give it to Bennett back up into the front court. We've played a minute and a half. Neither team has scored as of yet. As Bennett drives the baseline, runs into Larson, lost the ball. Pugmire takes it away. Here come the Indians back 3-on-2. Pugmire in the middle, lays it off to Harris, off the glass and in. Nice break run by Cassie Pugmire in the middle. Preston goes up 2-0 as Payson Bennett again will get the ball across center court. Slows it down a little bit, yells at the play that they want to run as it goes over to Aranda. Free throw line extended right. Lost the ball momentarily, picks it out of midair. Now she comes back over to the left elbow, shoots from there, no good. Larson up high to get the rebound there for the Indians and hands it off and gets the ball back up the floor. Haley Meek driving, and his foul going to go up. Thought that she was going to try to kick it off into the left corner to Sage Meek, but then she decided to go up with it, and she was fouled going up as she will go to the free throw line as the foul is going to go against Amy Aranda. That'll be her first. So here's Haley Meek, the free throw. The first one is good. Haley with 13 points last night, led all the Indians in scoring. She also made 5 out of 6 free throws in the contest last night as well, and makes her first one here. She makes them both. Preston leading 4-0, and boy, a mental mistake there by the Wolverines as they stepped over the inline trying to throw in the inbound pass. So that's a turnover against the Wolverines. Harris gets it in. Pugmire sets from a 3 from the left corner. Off the backboard, no good. Long rebound comes back to Meek. Haley Meek goes off the glass. That's no good. Underneath, Larson missed the first shot, and the rebound comes down to Natalie Morse for the Wolverines. She clears it as it comes out to Sailor Peavy into the game for the first time. As Peavy wants to drive, gives it off to Park. Park comes back across the top of the key. She'll now back it back out. Down low, the pass down there, as that is to Olivia Adams, as didn't have her on the roster, but apparently she will play here this afternoon as Adams had to go off her hands and out of bounds. Michaela Robertson into the game for the first time here for the Indians as Haley Meek takes a 3 from the corner. That's an air ball pulled down by Grace Park as Park gets it quickly again back up into the front court. Dribbling against Haley Meek. Haley reaches in, try to take it away. Second time she does take it away. Saves it on the floor, but it's going to go all the way down the floor and out of bounds underneath the Wood River basket. And that's where the Wolverines will again take it over. As good hands by Meek to knock it away, but then she knocked it too far in front of her, and there wasn't anything she could do with it. Back up into the front court. Here comes Peavy for the Wolverines, and her shot is blocked. That's a foul against Larson. That's going to be 2 on her here quickly in the first quarter. So a blocking foul against Larson, and Peavy's going to go to the free throw line here to shoot a couple of shots. First one rolls in as the Wolverines get on the scoreboard as Peavy makes the free throw. as Peavy's second free throw also goes in, and it's now 4-2. So Peavy sinks both free throws. As Haley Meek has it on the left side in the front court for the Indians. From the baseline, 14-foot jumper, that's no good. Rebound comes off to Robertson, back to Meek. She'll try it again and hit the three from the left side. So the three-pointer by Haley Meek, as that's just her third three of the year, as the Wolverines come back up the floor. Pass is intercepted by Pugmire. Here again come the Indians. Lob it down underneath to Meek. Lay it off to Harris. Off the glass, no good. As Sydney Marlowe into the game for the first time. The rebound goes off her hands and out of bounds. As they got a timeout called here by the Wolverines. Preston up 7-2. We'll take a timeout. Be right back.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
KACH.
We're back here, first quarter, 3:51 to play. Preston up 7 here in the first. 7-2 actually, as they lead by 5, I should say. As Payson Bennett gets it back up in the front court. Again, they take it away. As Robertson knocked it away, picked up by Harris, back to Robertson, lay it up, and she's fouled. So Michaela Robertson will go to the free throw line, and she will shoot a couple. As the foul is going to go against Sailor Peavy. That'll be her first. Each team now with 2 team fouls on the afternoon. So here's Robertson. Her first free throw is good. Michaela, 72%er on the year. 28 of 39 on the season coming into the game today, as she also hit 5 out of 6 in the game last night, just like Haley Meek did in the contest, and makes them both here as she has her first 2 points of the game. And the Indians extend the lead as it's now 9-2. And they'll come out in the full court press here as the Wolverines able to get it in. Peavy lost the ball off her foot and out of bounds. The Preston press pays dividends right away as the ball will come back to the Indians as they dribble it out of bounds. They get it into Harris. Harris goes down the left side, bounces it inside. Pugmire in the paint, off the glass, and she's fouled going up. So Pugmire will now go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws as well. That's against Olivia Adams. That's her first. As Cassie Pugmire at the line to shoot 2. And there's 1 as she makes her first. That's her first points of the game here this afternoon, averaging 8.5 points per contest as she makes them both. 11-2, Preston on top. And again, they're able to take the ball away in the full court press as Brexley Werb into the game, gets the ball. Comes back to Harris, now back to Pugmire. She takes a 3 from straight away, no good. Rebound underneath is fought for and tied up between Sydney Marlowe and Olivia Adams. And the alternating possession rule, the arrow pointing toward Preston, so the Indians will keep the basketball here. 3:08 to play in the first quarter. Harris to bring it in. Gets it into Brexley Ware. A 2-pointer from the left side. That's a 2. She was on the line as Ware hits her first 2 points of the game. And Preston goes up by 11 with 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Again, they take the ball away in the press as Robertson able to reach in and strip it away. Has it in the right corner. Gives it off to Marlowe. Back to Pugmire. 16-footer. That's no good. Ware gets the rebound. Back to Cassie. Lay it underneath Robertson. Great pass underneath. Goes off the glass. No good. As the rebound comes to Morse and a foul underneath on the rebound. Foul's going to go against Sydney Marlowe. That'll be her first. team's third. So each team now with 3 fouls on the game. As a couple of subs come in here for the Wolverines. As again, Preston will show the press, as it has been problematic for the Wolverines so far. As they get it up to Bennett, races across midcourt, and as she does, she loses the ball momentarily, able to get it back. Swing it over on the right side. The shot from there is a no good, put up by Bruckner. Long rebound comes back out to Aranda. Aranda pulls the ball back out again, tries to set it up. Ware got a hand on the pass as he deflects back to Aranda. Down on the left block, tries to force the pass down low, saved on the floor, but it comes to the Indians. Here comes Robertson under a full head of steam. Defenders are back, so Michaela will pull the ball back, gives it to Pugmire, swing it over, but Marlowe with a 2-pointer from the right baseline is no good, as again the rebound is off to the Wolverines. Back to Bennett, she'll bring the ball back up into the front court. 13-2. As if basket is good, as Sydney Marlowe will draw the foul, as it will be Natalie Morse going to the free throw line, as she will shoot 2. As Morse's first free throw comes in and it comes out. This afternoon's game brought to you by Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. For the best Hawaiian food in Preston, stop by the Island Bowl Grill. Ask about their catering options while you're there as well. As the second free throw is no good, but a lane violation here against the Indians. She'll shoot the second shot again. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center on the highway right there in Preston. So here's the second free throw again put up by Morse. She makes the second, gets her first point of the game, and it's 13-3. With the 3:38 to play. Or check that, 2:38 to play here in the first quarter. Comes back to Robertson, now back to Harris. Harris drives, gets cut off, kicks it back out. Robertson for a 3. Needs a bounce, won't get it. Good position inside for the rebound by Adams for the Wolverines, and they'll come back the other way. As Bennett has it back up into the front court. She'll pull it up as she gets across the timeline. Looks down the right side of the lane, gives it off to Aranda. Aranda bounces it back out top to Bennett again. Let the offense set up. Preston comes out in their man-to-man defense and reaching in and drawing the foul. Here is Alexi Harris. For Alexi, that'll be her first, and quickly that's 5 team fouls here on the Indians in the first half, and Haley Meek comes back in as Lexi Harris will come back to the bench. 2:02 to play here in the first quarter. Preston leading early. Look out. Good pass down low as it comes to Madison. Paige Madsen able to get the hoop as they got lost on defense, and she got an easy backdoor pass for the layup. Pugmire takes a 3 from long distance. That's no good. Madsen has the rebound again as they give it back to Bennett. They've clawed back to within 8 points. Preston led by as many as 11. As Bennett tries to penetrate, can't. Now she gets the pass down low to Peavy on the right side. As the shot there by Morse, and Pugmire comes across and blocks the shot. Pulls it out of midair, quickly up into the front court. It goes back to Ware, score it, and a foul. So Ware runs the court well. And then the foul's on Sammy Bruckner on the little shot from underneath. That'll be her first, 4th on the team. And now Brexley Ware will go to the free throw line as she will shoot 1. You'll forgive Brexley if she not sure how to find her way back to the free throw line. This is her first free throw she's shot in the last 3 games. As she'll try to complete the 3-point play, and the shot just a little bit long, misses. Pugmire gets the rebound down low, and she misses the little putback as well. As finally the rebound comes off to Natalie Morse for the Wolverines. They push it up into the front court. It's a high pass off the hands of Bruckner and out of bounds, and the ball will come back to the Indians. 1:38 to play here in the first quarter. Preston still up by 10 as it's 15-5. Haley Meek up into the front court, gives it over on the left side as it comes to Robertson. Now comes back to Meek. In the right corner to Ware. Bounce it, get it down low, and a foul inside as they try to get the pass down on the block to Sydney Marlowe, as the foul is going to be inside against Paige Madsen. That'll be her first foul. And that's 5 on the Wolverines now as well. Down low, great pass to Pugmire. Misses from short distance. And the rebound, she's not able to control it as it comes back to Peavy. Back up into the front court. Peavy gets across the timeline. She'll give it off here on the near side as it comes to Park. Grace Park will pull the ball back out. Look down inside, lob it inside. They expected Madsen to roll the basket. She didn't, so it's a pass to nobody as Marlowe gets it down low to Brexley Ware for the easy layup. Ware's got 6 here in the first quarter, and Preston back up by 12. That's their biggest lead of the game so far as they lead 17-5. Skip it back across court. Again, the pass inside to Madsen is too tall, and that goes out of bounds again. So Olivia Adams will come back onto the floor for the Wolverines. Paige Madsen will leave. Sage Meek will come back in here again for the Indians. It's Cassie Pugmire, who's been all over the place in the first quarter tonight, as she will head to the bench and get a rest with 45 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. Haley Meek on the left side goes to Robertson. Whoops, bad pass. That's intercepted there as it was Peavy to step in front of the pass, to go for the layup and put it in. Peavy cuts the lead back down to 10, 28 seconds to go here in the quarter as it comes back to Robertson again. Robertson swings it to Ware in the left corner. Now it comes back out top to Robertson again. That the Haley Meek wants to drive from the right block off the glass and in. Nice shot. That's 7 for Haley here in the first quarter. As a bad pass, it's intercepted again by the Indians. They save it on the floor, and then a traveling violation by Haley Meek as she slipped trying to make a move. 7 seconds left here in quarter number 1. As they'll defend the ball. It was first deflected by Robertson, then deflected by Ware out of bounds. It stays with the Wolverines, still with 7 seconds remaining in the quarter, as they get it in as it comes to Peavy. Peavy up into the front court, tries to go down the left side, lost it, it's picked up down low as the ball somehow found Morris, and Morris able to go back up with the easy layup at the end of the quarter. So they cut the lead back down to 10. Preston leads by double digits as we take the quarter timeout. 19-9 the score. Indians on top. Back for the second quarter right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
KACH.
Well, Preston will take a lead as we start quarter number 2. They lead by 10, 19-9. They've not been headed yet in the game, nor have they been tied. As again, it's Bennett dribbling the ball as Preston got a hand on it as she came across the timeline. As the ball got away from everybody and rolled out of bounds, so to go back over to the Wolverines. Up in the front court, as the pass comes to Aranda. Aranda gets it back outside as Payson Bennett drives, kicks it off in the left corner. That's where Sammy Bruckner is. Gives it back out top to Bennett. Down the paint, throw it up, no good. As the rebound inside comes to Marlowe. Marlowe hands it off to Sage Meek. Quickly back up into the front court to Haley Meek on the left side. Ware from the left corner, 3. That's no good, but she's going to shoot free throws. Apparently they called it a two-shot foul. So Ware will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. The foul was on Amy Aranda, and that'll be her second. And that's foul number 6 here against the Wolverines in the first half as Ware makes the first free throw. Brexley now with 7 in the game. as the Wolverines are out of fouls now for the first half. So that means 1-1 for the Indians. The rest of the way out, and Brexley Ware makes them both. Gives her 8 so far here in the first half, as he's off to a great start here tonight with season high already of 12 on the year. As down low, back to Morris, and she gets her second easy layup in about 45 seconds off the clock. If you go back to the one at the end of the first quarter, Preston gets the ball back up into the front court. Meek to Marlowe on the right side, free throw line extended. Back to Ware. Now comes back to Sage Meek from the top of the key. Three-pointer bounces high, and it's off the stanchion of the basket up above the rim, so that's going to be a dead ball, and go back to Wolverines under their own basket. 21-11, 6:54 to remaining here in the first half here this afternoon. Glad to have you with us here today as the Indians on the road here in Wood River. The Indians again steal the pass as the press is working magic here in the first half, and underneath a foul called again. As that's going to go against Grace Park, and that's going to be free throws again for the Indians, as this time be Michaela Robertson to go to the free throw line. Michaela makes the first, who had a season high in the game against Shelley of 18. But twice other times this year, she has tallied as many as 15 in a game as she makes the first free throw and gets ready to shoot the second. All of her points thus far tonight have come off of free throws, as she's made 4 in the game and has 4 overall on the night. 23-11, Preston back up by a dozen again. As again, they'll meet the ball at midcourt, and again, they've got a hand on it, but Bennett able to get it anyway for the Wolverines. Bennett against that 2-3 zone defense for the Indians. That ball roll out of bounds. And again, Preston got a hand on the ball and almost had it taken away. But the ball rolled out of bounds before they could pick it up. As coming back into the game here is Sailor Peavy, as Star Heron gets it in here for the Wolverines. That's off the hands of the post player down low, Morris, and goes out of bounds. So the ball will come back over to the Indians again. They lead by 12, 6:20 to play here in the first half. Up into the front court, it comes to Ware. Back to Haley Meek, who traveled. Haley started to pass, stopped, and then drug the pivot foot, and then tried to throw the pass anyway. Well, it's one or the other. You can't do both, as that was going to be a violation. So it's a travel against the Indians and turn the ball back over as they take it away again already. As Ware gets it ahead to Meek. Layup is in. They run the 3-on-1 break after the turnover and get the ball back in a timeout on the floor. 5:56 to play here in the first half. Timeout. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Wolverines get the ball after the timeout. Baseline backcourt. Under full court pressure as they get the ball in. And ball tapped again by Robertson, taken away by Robertson all the way to the basket. She's fouled, scored, and she'll go back to the free throw line. So that's going to go against Star Heron. That's her first. Team foul number 8 against the Wolverines, and Robertson back to the free throw line where she's made 4 out of 4 so far on the game. One bounce dribble, and that one rolls in. She's made 5 so far. That has 7 points in the game, and now another violation charged against the Wolverines. As again, it'll be the Indians' ball underneath their own basket here, as the Wolverines can't get the ball in bounds. Preston leads by 17 here in the first half. Inside, Marlowe goes up, puts it in. Nice strong move by Sydney Marlowe as she muscles the ball up through that block attempt and gets it to go down, as the foul is on Natalie Morse, and that is her first in the game as well. That's 9 team fouls now here against the Wolverines. And Marlowe with her first free throw attempt of the game, and that goes in. Marlowe with that free throw now made 13 of 29 on the year, 33%. Quickly down at the other end, they get the ball up to Herron, and she makes the easy layup as she beat the defense back down the floor. She got behind that zone press as they're foul here on Sailor Peavy as Haley Meek came across the timeline. Meek reached in to knock it away, and she got a reach-in foul as timeout to be called here by Preston. 5:29 to play. Preston up 31-13. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
Preston leads by 18 here in the first half, 31-13 with 5.5 to play here in quarter number 2. As Haley Meek goes to the free throw line here to shoot 2. Haley is 71%er on the year. Her first one here rattles around and is no good. Today's game brought to you in part by our friends at Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value on State Street in Preston. As Meek misses both free throws, there's news in and of itself. As Preston able to get the rebound, however, and take it back away. As it comes to Harris, top of the key. She throws it out of bounds over on the far side, trying to get it to Cassie Pugmire in the corner. Cassie flashed like she was going to come to the ball, then started to break baseline. And Harris threw it to where she thought she was going to be, and she wasn't there. As the inbound pass again, Marlowe takes it away underneath the Harris as Lexi able to get the layup. A fine to do for the turnover, but then get the layup on this. The press takes the ball away. Bennett gets the ball up into the front court here for the Wolverines. Tries to set up to the offense, comes free throw line extended left to Park. Park tried to give it down low to Morse. However, it was Lexi Harris who got a piece of the ball, but also I believe got a piece of the passer also. As Brexley Ware will come back in. Larson heads to the bench. They have not posted the foul, but I believe that was against Harris. Down low, the shot is good, put up and in by Payson Bennett, a little runner from the left side. 23-15, 4:45 to play here in the first half. Preston leading handily, but certainly the coaches want to see that this become more of a teaching moment here as well. Back to Pugmire, she'll take a 3 and hit it. Cassie hits a 3, her first of the game, her team leading 21st three-point bucket of the year as it comes back up into the front court. Bruckner tries to drive. She'll dish it off over on the far side as it goes to Park. Park's shot is no good. Cassie had the rebound inside. It was taken away by Adams. Back outside to Park again. That's no good. Adams with the rebound and a foul on Pugmire. So Cassie called for the foul. That's her first here today. As going to the free throw line is Olivia Adams. First free throw shot rolls around and is no good. Invite you to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report coming up at the halftime break, 4:07 from now. As this time we have a lane violation against the Wolverines. So the shot does not count. So it's an empty trip for the Wolverines, although it started out looking well. Preston up again now by 21, 36-15. Pugmire, another 3, this time from the left corner. That's no good. High bounce up in the air is pulled down by Morris. Morris will give it off to Grace for the Wolverines. She looks to come to the middle. Now right in the middle, comes right into the teeth of the defense as she's picked up by Haley Meek. Meek will give it back out top to Bennett again. Bennett drives on Harris, goes all the way on Harris, shoots up over the top of Pugmire. That's no good. Cassie's got the rebound. Here come the Indians 2-on-1 as she's coming with Sage Meek. Lay it off to Sage Meek. Great pass, and the short shot is no good. Sammy Bruckner has the rebound as she'll give it off to Park as Park will bring the ball back up into the front court. Haley Meek right in her pocket. Haley reaches in, pokes it away as Park then goes down and Meek trips over her. And the ball is going to go where? Back to the Wolverines, I believe they called. So they'll give it back. They'll give it back to Wood River with 3:09 to play here in the first half. As the pass is telegraphed, Brexley Ware steps in front of that. As they're very aggressive on defense today so far are the Indians. Harris has it, free throw line extended right. Tries to drive baseline, does. Shot is up and in. Nice move by Harris as she goes down the baseline to pick up the points there. As, again, Bennett across the timeline, pulls up at the top of the key. She'll back the ball back out again. Bennett wants to drive, runs into Harris. Harris goes down, no call. Down low, the shot there by Park, that's no good. As the rebound again, it goes to Natalie Morris, and another little short bank shot for her, gives her 7. And it's 38-17, Preston up by 21 with 4:40, check that, 2:40 to play, I should say, here in the first half. Pugmire will take a three from the right corner, in and out, stays out. Rebound comes to Adams. She'll give it off as it comes back to Bennett, back up across the timeline into the front court. As Bennett wants to penetrate, and she'll pull back. Harris on defense against her. Now she comes down the middle from the left side. She loses the ball before she can go up with it. Pugmire had it, gives it off to Haley Meek, quickly back up into the front court. Someone's got to stop the ball. They don't. Haley Meek's pass is too tall for Sage Meek, and again it goes out of bounds. So another turnover against the Indians. Although things have gone very right for them, they lead by 21 here in the first half. They're still turning the ball over quite too many times. Certainly not the way Ryan Harris is hoping. They were coming off a season-high 26 turnovers last night, and they're still averaging about 18.5 a game. That number has gone up in the last 3 or 4 games. It was down about 14. As they get it up in the front court, Bruckner has her pass kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wolverines over on the far side in the front court. Pass comes into Peavy. Peavy able to go and control it right along the timeline. Dribbles into a double team, throws it inside. That's Lily Hogan into the game for the first time. Has her shot blocked. As a good reach in there by Robertson takes it away. It comes to Harris. Ware is ahead of everybody on the floor. A little short jumper from 4 is no good. And a reach on over the back foul here is going to be called against the Indians on the rebound, as that's going to go against Michaela Robertson. That'll be her first in the game here today as well. And free throws coming up here for the Wolverines, as Sailor Peavy will go to the line. She has shot a couple of free throws in the game already. She made them both. Don't forget, coming up on Tuesday evening, we will be at the Snake Pit at Century, as the first shot is good. As the Indians will get their first look of the year at the Century Diamondbacks. Of the 5 games that the Indians have left, 2 of them will be against Century. Second shot is good. Peavy's 4 for 4 from the line this afternoon and has a total of 6 in the game. 38-19, 1:40 to play here in the first half. Harris has the ball in the front court for the Indians. Turns, bounces along the baseline, comes to Marlowe. Marlowe will go back in the left corner to Pugmire for a 3 as an air ball. That's taken out of the air by Bruckner. Back up into the front court, comes back to Peavy, and Peavy's going to be fouled yet again. So she's going to go back to the foul line to shoot 2 more, as that foul will be against Alexi Harris. That's her second. As again, Peavy will go to the line where she's made 4 out of 4 so far on the afternoon. First one rattles around and actually comes out. So she misses her first here today. Preston's led all the way. They got on the board first and extended the lead. They led by 10 at the end of the first quarter. They lead by 19 here. As again, that's going to be another lane violation called against the Indians. So another shot here for Peavy. That one rolls in. So she makes one of the two. And with 1:18 to play here in the first half, Preston leads 38-20. As Harris gives it off to Robertson. Ware, free throw line extended right, back to Robertson. Back to Ware. Inside to Pugmire, back to Harris on the right corner. Tries to drive baseline, can't, so she'll bring it back out of the corner. Give it back to Ware. We're under a minute now to play in the quarter. Robertson has it down the lane, throws it off the glass, no good. Hustles to get her own rebound as it gets it down low to Pugmire, puts it up, no good. But Cassie's fouled and will go back to the free throw line. Fouls on Amy Aranda, that's her third. As Cassie Pugmire will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. First one is in. That gives Cassie 6 tonight. She only had 2 points in the game last night before she fouled out on an erroneous call against her. As that one rolls in as well. I mean, erroneous call. We'll tell you about that here in a second. You weren't with us last night as the ball comes up to Hogan in the front court. Hogan goes for the layup and she gets fouled. I believe that was Brexley Ware who gets charged for it, and it will. She will. As Hogan to go to the free throw line. That's 10 fouls now for the Indians here in the first half. Each side now in the double bonus. As here's Lily Hogan. Hogan's first shot is no good. So there was a player driving for Jerome last night. Robertson was playing defense down on the block and committed a reach-in foul. The officials thought it was 23 and not 3 as Pugmire picked up her 5th foul. Here comes Robertson up into the front court. Comes back to Pugmire. She holds it up top, back to Ware. Ware drives down the middle, pulls up from 14, in, out, stays out. Pugmire with the rebound, puts it back, that's no good. Rebound again down low as trying to drive and save it on the floor was Sid Marlowe. Is Marlowe going to get charged for a foul here? Nope, it's actually Marlowe will be the victim, not the recipient, as the foul goes against Sammy Bruckner. That'll be her second. And now Marlowe's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a pair of free throws. Anyway, when the foul was called on Pugmire instead of Robertson, as Cassie just looked at the officials and said, what are you talking about? I wasn't within 25 feet of the ball, and she really wasn't. But the officials were convinced it was 23, not 3, and they wouldn't change it. First one by Marlowe was no good. Here's the second on the double bonus as he gets the penalty. That's good. And Sid has 3 points here in the first half. 41-20. 17 seconds to play as the ball's tied up. But it's going to go back to Wood River on the alternating possession rule with 14 seconds to play. Preston leading by 21. They've outscored the Wolverines by 11 here in the quarter. They get the ball in as it comes to Peavy up into the front court. Peavy's pass is intercepted by Pugmire with 8, with 7. Quickly, 3-on-2 as Ware has it down low. Her bank shot is no good. Dropped out of bounds, and they'll get it back, Will Preston, with 0.7 seconds left on the clock. So they got time to get one shot. Just kind of a catch-and-shoot situation as the lob comes into Pugmire off the glass. Almost went down. Combination of glass and the back heel of the basket, and the shot is no good. But for Preston, it's a very productive first half. They outscore the Wolverines by 10 in the first and 11 in the second. They lead by 21 as we go to the halftime break. Stay tuned. The Ralph Construction Halftime Report is coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back here at halftime as the Preston Indians lead 41-20 here at the halftime break. So Ryan Harris certainly has to be pleased with the offensive production in the first half, but still Preston has turned the ball over too many times in the first half, but they've been able to put points on the board and lead by 21 here at the halftime break. They've led right from the start tonight. They jumped out to an early lead, never to be headed, as the Wood River Wolverines struggled a bit offensively. They scored 9 points in the first quarter and 11 in the second. But for Preston, seeing the Indians score 19 in the first, they shot an additional 22 points in the second quarter and have a big lead here as we are at halftime here this afternoon. So for Preston, one more game on the road, actually 2 games on the road after today, the long bus ride home after the game here this afternoon. Tuesday they'll be at Century, and Friday the 24th, 10 days later, they will be at Pocatello. Those are the only 2 remaining road games on the year for the Indians this season. They'll have 3 games at home, 1 against Burley, 1 against Century, and then senior night on January the 20th against the Minico Spartans. We invite you to make your plans to come out and join us on senior night. Always a fun time out at Preston Gym. Preston leads 41-20. Back to look at the scores from the first half. We'll do all that as we continue right after this. This is the Ralph Construction Halftime Report.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And they're going to cut down the nets in Las Vegas.
Imagine a world with no basketball.
No! Please, no! No! No!
Yeah, no thanks. Basketball lives here on the Aggie Sports Network.
The Aggies return to the Spectrum on Saturday evening as the Nevada Wolfpack come to town. Pre-game show is at 5:30 and they'll tip off the game at 6.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and it's simple to get. Log on to PrestonDrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit PrestonDrug.com.
We're
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH.
Welcome back as we are at halftime here this afternoon. The Indians leading by a score of 41-20. This is the Ralph Construction halftime report. Ralph Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. You can call for more information. Call 435-232-1837. 435-232-1837. Great custom homes built to your specifications or to one of their floor plans that they have. They would love to build a house for you. That number again, 435-232-1837. For the Wolverines in the first half here this afternoon, Payson Bennett had 2 points. Paige Madsen had 2. Lily Hogan played but did not score. Grace Park played but did not score. Same for Irene Vargas. Sammy Bruckner also played but did not score. Sailor Peavy had 7, which ties for high honor marks on the Wolverines in the first half. Natalie Morris also with 7 points in the game. And Star Heron, she also had 2 points in the game. Amy Aranda, who did not score in the first half, has 3 fouls for the Wolverines. 2 on Sammy Bruckner, 2 on Sammy Peavy. Those are the players for the Wolverines really in foul trouble. For the Preston Indians in the first half, Haley Meek had 9, coming back off of her 13 points performance last night, which was a new season high for her. Has had 10 or more points in 4 different games and needs 1 more point to add that to a 5th into that column. Sydney Marlowe played well in the first half, had 3 points. Michaela Robertson had 7 on the heels of her 11-point performance last night, as she has made all 5 of her free throws in the first half as well. Sage Meek did not score in the first half tonight. Alexis Harris had 6. Rexley Ware added 8 on 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Cassie Pugmire was 7. She was 4 for 4 from the line and had a 3-point basket in the game as well. And Kylie Larson, who has spent time both on and off the bench with a couple of fouls, played but did not score in the first half of the game here this evening. So for Preston, they lead by a score of 41-20 as the Indians start to come back out on the floor to get ready for the second half. I'll remind you that coming up at 5:30 this afternoon here on KACH, it's Utah State Aggie basketball as they're at home at the Spectrum tonight for a 6 o'clock tip-off against Nevada Reno, as the Wolfpack is in town to take on the Aggies out at the Spectrum. We'll have a little bit more here on the halftime show. This is the Ralph Construction halftime report, as we'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
The first Wild Women's Clinic at Beaver Mountain will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd. The cost is $55 and includes a light breakfast, lunch, and a 2-hour ski or snowboard lesson. Space is limited. You need to be registered by Monday, January 20th at our Logan office or at the Mountain Snow Sports School. Go to skithebeef.com for all the information.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
Second half underway as they started it a few minutes a little early while we're still in break, as the ball comes down low to Morris as she puts it in. She has 9 in the game, and that's back-to-back hoops here for the Wolverines as they started a 4-0 run here in the second half. As again, Meek, it's a little left-handed layup opportunity. That's no good. Preston's 0 for 3 on shots here in the second half, all from less than 3 feet away. As the ball went underneath, tried to get it down low to PV. Puckmeyer flashed around her and took the ball away. As got a timeout called by Ryan Harris here for the Indians, as he wants to get some subs into the game as the Indians come out flat here in the first half, miss 3 layups, and give up a couple of easy points here for the Wolverines as well. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, for the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. So back onto the floor here now. They bring Riley Ward into the game as Harris and Haley Meek will go to the bench. Sydney Marlowe back in here as well. So it's Robertson, Sage Meek, Ware, Marlowe, and Riley Ward making her first appearance in the game. Ball belongs to the Indians. We're a minute and a half into the third quarter. It's 41-24. Comes to Ward here on the left side. Free throw line extended. Back out top. Now give it over on the angle right to Marlowe. Marlowe comes back across to Ward. Back to Robertson in the corner, and she gives it off to Ware. Brexley's cut off as he tries to go baseline. Back out top to Meek. Now comes back to Marlowe again. Marlowe will give it back over on the right side to Ward. Back out top to Ware. Brexley will flip it up toward the basket. That'll be a shot that was apparently deflected out of bounds. So they're going to give it back to Preston underneath their own basket. As Ward will bring it in. Bounce pass comes into Sage Meek. As reaching in to get a hand on it was Peavy and knocked it out of bounds. Ward gets the inbound pass, holds it high above her head. Now we'll give it back to Sage Meek. Looks down low, nothing there, so she'll bring it back out top to Marlowe. Marlowe goes back to Ware. Ward comes all the way across into the right side. Now wants to drive across the middle. Comes to Marlowe. 12-footer from along the baseline, in and out. Will not go down for her as the rebound again comes out to Grace Park. Park comes up in the front court in a hurry. Peavy has it in the right corner. Her shot from there is an air ball. Taken down by Sage Meek, who lost it. Picked up by Robertson. She'll put the dribble to the floor and quickly comes back up into the front court. Nice move to get away from the defense. Gives it off to Ware now in the left corner. Ware back out top to Ward. Holds it high above her head. Looking to go down the baseline to the key down to the right side. Back out top to Meek. Back to Marlowe. Swing it back over on the right side. Back to Robertson again. Robertson bounces it down low. Marlowe with it in the paint. Goes up over the defender and in. Nice pass. Gets the ball inside to Marlowe, and Sid picks up her 5th point of the game. That's one short of his new season high for her. As again, that ball's bounced underneath. Marlowe has that. Here come the Indians back again, 2-on-1. It's Marlowe with Ward. They go off to Ward. Back it up and in. Riley's got her first 2 points of the game. Did not play in the game last night and down at Jerome, as it's 45-24, back to a 21-point advantage for the Indians. Down low, it comes to Morse. Turns and puts it in. Natalie Morse, the 6'1 junior, with 11 points in the game, leading all of the scorers for the Wolverines here in the contest. Preston with the ball, comes to Marlowe, back up the front court. Ware back out top to Meek. Sage had it poked away momentarily by Peavy, but she's able to get it back. Gives it to Ward, or to Ware, I should say, and try to feed it back to Morse. And that's tapped out of bounds. The ball will stay with the Indians underneath their own basket. Wholesale changes in here for the Wolverines. 3 in, 3 out as they head back to the bench with 4:14 to play here in quarter number 3. Meek will bring it in here for the Indians as it's shot from the corner. That's no good. Nice rebound inside by Robertson. Tries to go back up. No, Marlowe tries to go back up, and she's fouled. So Sydney Marlowe is going to go back to the free throw line, where she's made 2 out of 3 so far today, as she'll shoot 2 with an opportunity to equal and set a new season high for herself if she can make both free throws here. Yeah, the first one's going to be short. So Sid misses that one. She's 2 out of 4 from the free throw line here this afternoon, which is just about what she shoots for the year. She came in having made 12 out of 28, 43%. The second one does go in for Marlowe, as that equals her season high of 6 points again, that she has scored against Canyon Ridge a few weeks ago. As that's deflected by Meek off the hands of Aranda as they tried to get it to her, and the ball will come back to Preston again. Go under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. As 3:53 to play, as Preston has the ball back up to the front court. Meek, left side, down to Ware along the baseline. Back out top, comes back to Riley Ward. Ward drives, she gets cut off as she gets to the baseline, so they'll get it back down to Marlowe. Swing it back outside, Meek for a 2-point shot. That's no good. Aranda has the rebound inside here for the Wolverines. She gives it off to Bennett. Back up across into the front court. Bennett watches the offense get set up. Now Adams comes out, sets a pick. They get it down in the corner to Park. Her jumper from along the baseline, that's no good. Ball tapped away from behind by Robertson as it goes to Sage Meek. Now she'll give it back to Robertson, back up into the front court. Robertson drives all the way. Her pass is intercepted there by Park. Will quickly go back again the other way. 3-on-3. Here comes Aranda for the Wolverines. Gets the pass. Her shot, no good. In fact, I think she lost it before she got the shot off. As Ward gets it back up in the front court for the Indians, it comes to Ware. That's no good, as the rebound is bounced around underneath the basket. And then finally, the Wolverines throw it out of bounds. There was 3 Wolverines players standing there all together, and one of them just kind of flipped it to the other to try to bring it up the floor. Nobody ran after the ball and went out of bounds. So again, the ball will belong to the Indians as Kylie Larson comes back into the game, as does Haley Meek, as Sage comes to the bench, as does Robertson. And the ball tapped out of bounds here by the Wolverines. It stays with the Indians now. In the left-hand corner, they'll bring it in. Ward bounce pass inside to Larson. Larson, nice move inside, a little fake move. The shot was no good. Ware has the rebound. Get it back out top to Haley Meek. Back to Ward. Fakes the jumper. Larson has it in three-point area. Doesn't take the shot. Give it back to Ware, top of the key. Comes back to Ward on the left side. Riley doesn't take the shot. Give it back out top to Haley Meek. Haley will again pull it back. Give it back to Larson back at the top of the key. Larson looks inside. Still nothing there. They'll give it off to Marlowe. Marlowe brings it back out top to Ward again. Back to the left side. Comes back to Larson. Again, looks inside. Nothing there. Haley Meek drives the left side of the lane. Left-hand layup. No. Rebound is off as it comes off to Morse. Morse gives it off to Aranda, and here come the Wolverines again back the other way. 2:05 to play here in the third. Preston leads by 20, 46-26. Looking to rebound from their loss last night in their final game of the year against the other teams in the other pod, as driving is Bennett, and she'll be cut off, and there'll be a blocking foul coming up here against the Indians. That'll be against Sydney Marlowe, and that's going to be her third. As Payson Bennett goes to the line to shoot a couple here. And the first one is rolling in and out, no good. Tonight's game brought to you in part by our friends at West Motors with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks. They're all available right in the city of Preston. Bennett, her second free throw, that one does go in. Gives her a total of 3 points in the game. Now she will come out. As coming back into the game is Bruckner and Peavy for the Wolverines. 46-27, 1:50 to play here in the third quarter. Marlowe, free throw line extended right. Looks inside, bounce it down there. Great pass inside to Meek, and Haley gets the layup and the foul. As the foul is going to go against Sailor Peavy just back into the game. That's her third. Haley will go back to the free throw line as she'll look for her 12th point of the game, and the free throw is good. She is 3 out of 5 from the free throw line here tonight. As the pass down low comes to Peavy. Peavy tries to turn in the paint, puts it up and in. Sailor Peavy has 11. Ties her for high point honors on the team. As we're down to 1:20 to play here in quarter number 3. Haley Meek has it. Free throw line extended left. Great pass to Ware. Lay it up and in. Haley Meek able to bounce that pass in through a couple of legs, and Ware be able to get it from the left side down to the left block and go right back up with it and put it back in. So the layup. Whoa, look out. That's going to be an offensive foul as Sammy Bruckner swinging arms around, leading with an elbow, as that almost hit Haley Meek in the chops. But quickly the officials want to make sure they squelch that and then call the foul on Bruckner. Inside a minute now to play in the quarter number 3. As down low, tapped away by Ward. However, it comes back to the Wolverines. Bad pass as it's off of the back of Bruckner and rolls out of bounds. Bruckner was turning to head up court. She wasn't expecting the pass. Not to say that just she missed it, but she really wasn't expecting it. It hit off her back and rolled out of bounds, and Ward will bring it back in with 46 seconds left here in the quarter. Bounce it down low to Larson, and the Wolverines able to take it away, and they get it back in the back court as they'll give it back to Peavy. Peavy will bring the ball back up into the front court now with 35 seconds to play in the quarter. Try to look inside as again they get it down low. As it comes back to Morse, has it stripped away before she can go up, taken away there by Haley Meek. Here come the Indians again, 3-on-1. Meek all the way, great fake, and the foul, and the shot was no good, but Haley's going to get back to the free throw line. As Sailor Peavy called for the foul, that'll be her number 4 on her. 4th in the quarter here against the Wolverines, and only 1 in the quarter against the Indians. So here's Haley Meek back to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the first one is good. That gives her 13 now in the game. And that also equals her season high. And she collects her 14th and collects a new season high. She set that season high last night in the game at Jerome, and betters that one here today as she has 14 in the game here against Wood River. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Again, the Indians take it away. Here comes Ware all the way, left hand, good. Little left hand layup for Ware, gives her a dozen, And that's the way the first, nope, we got a foul here first before the quarter ends. That'll be a holding foul again against Bruckner. That's going to be 4 on her. And the Indians will get another chance with less than a second, like they did at the end of the second quarter here, to get a cheap bucket. Comes into Ware. A three-pointer from straight away is no good. So Preston leads as we're done by 3 as we go to the fourth. The fourth quarter is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home as it's 55-29. Preston on top. Back to the fourth right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH.
We start the fourth quarter. Wolverines have the ball as Acacia Knapp in here for the Indians, but she appears only in her second game for the varsity squad this year, as the Wolverines have it as it comes to Park, and a foul on the ball. That's going to go against Cassie Pugmire. That'll just be her second in the game here this afternoon. So Wolverines will bring the ball in from right in front of their own bench as it comes into Bennett. Bounce it down low, and a foul down low, and that's going to go against Pugmire again, I believe, and that's going to be 2 fouls against her. Nope. Not going to be Pugmire, it's going to be Acacia Knapp, a blocking foul. That'll be her first. As Lily Hogan goes back to the free throw line, she will shoot a couple of foul shots here as well. As needs a bounce, then gets it. Bounced high up in the air and fell right back through the twine, so she's able to get the basket there. And now she'll shoot the bonus. Preston up by 25. 55-30. As no good, as that's going to be knocked away by Lexi Harris and stay with the Wolverines underneath their own basket. So bringing in is Madsen from the corner. Paige Madsen's pass comes inside as it comes to Hogan, turns in the paint, and another blocking foul inside. As the foul is going to go against Pugmire, and for Cassie, that's going to be her third. She has 2 fouls here in the quarter. Here's the first free throw. Banks in for Hogan. Pugmire has 2 fouls here in the quarter as we've played all of 24 seconds in the quarter. Hogan's next shot, that one will not go down for her, and the rebound is off to Acacia Knapp. Quickly up into the front court, Robertson. Free throw line extended right, now she'll pull the ball back out. She gives it to Harris. Harris drives to the free throw line, gives it back to Robertson again on the angle right. Now back out top to Pugmire. Pugmire looks inside, she holds the ball in one hand, gives it back to Sage Meek, back outside to Harris. Knapp at the right block. Harris comes around her, now lays it back off to her, turnaround jumper in the paint, off the glass, comes in and comes out, and the rebound is off to Hogan. When Knapp got the ball in the paint for that shot, everybody on the bench jumped up, but the ball went down and came back out. Park back up into the front court for the Wolverines. Gives it over on the right side, back to Bennett. Bennett gets it down low, back to Park, and she's going to be fouled. That's going to go on Pugmire, and that's going to be 4 on her. So Cassie now with 4 fouls, has 3 of them here in this quarter. And we've only played a minute and 12 seconds. As here's Park, free throw, and that's good. So for Grace Park, that's her first point of the game. Tonight's game brought to you in part by our friends at Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or call 208-852-0810. That's 208-852-0810. Grace Park back to the free throw line to shoot the second free throw. That one's good as well. So she makes 2 free throws, has her first 2 points of the game, and it's now 55-33, Preston leading by 22. Comes to Harris. Harris looks at the screen set by Nat, then goes the opposite way, flips it up toward the basket. Now she's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws here as well. So 30 White, that's Olivia Adams, will draw her second. As things getting a little ragged here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. As Lexi Harris to the free throw line. First one is just a hair short and comes out. Sammy Brucker and Irene Vargas return to the game here for the Wolverines. As it will be Lexi Harris back to the free throw line to try the second free throw. That one's no good as it rattles around and comes back out. Rebound is off as Bella Roberts into the game, also here for the first time. Gets it off as it'll be Grace Park to bring the ball back across the timeline. Park tries to hook Harris. Gets all the way down along the baseline, goes up over Cassie Pugmire. That's no good. Harris has the rebound, pushes quickly back up to the front court. She works it into a 3-on-2, and the pass is good as the good pass to Sage Meek has her first 2 points of the game. Good hustle by Robertson to turn that ball in the crowd in the backcourt into a 3-on-2 coming up the floor. As she outran basically everybody to get up the floor. As it comes back to Payson Bennett back up in the front court. Bennett, that's going to be an offensive foul. As it'll be an illegal screen set by Paige Madsen. That's her second foul here in the contest. Actually, they call it on Irene Vargas. I thought it said it was 21. So the first on Vargas here in the game. As the Preston Indians have it back up in the front court again. Nice pass down low to Harris. Her jump shot is no good. Here comes again Bennett back up into the front court after snaring the rebound. 57-33, Preston on top. As they get it to Bruckner back in the corner. Try to get it in the left corner as the pass intended for Vargas was out of bounds as they come back to the Indians. And the Indians again will make wholesale changes as well as 4 people go to the scorer's table to check in. Lexi Harris has it back up into the front court. Harris crosses over on Bennett, tries to drive, she gets cut off. Now she'll give it back to Robertson. Robertson looks down low, nothing there, so again she'll bring it back out top again. As back it comes to Meek in the left corner. Sage tries to force the pass inside to Knapp, that's knocked away. Good defense by Bruckner. As Bennett will bring it again back up into the front court. Comes back to Bruckner, three-pointer, good. Bruckner able to drill a 3. That's her first points of the game, and it's 57-36 now. The Indians on top handily as we approach 4.5 minutes remaining. As that pass telegraphed again, Bruckner gets a hand on that one. As Bruckner comes 1-on-4, recognizes the defenders are back and gives it back to Bennett. Bennett spins in the lane, puts it up, and she's fouled. Foul's going to go on Keisha Knapp. Her second foul, and now Payson Bennett's going to go back to the free throw line again. The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home in Preston. You know, in your time of need, you need professionals with true compassion. That's what you'll find at Webb Funeral Home. They're just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. Bennett misses the first of the free throws. Now she'll go back to the line. Hockey line change here for the Indians as coming back in was Ward, Ware, Marlowe, and Larson. The only one that stayed out on the floor who was out there before was Acacia Ware, or Acacia Knapp, I should say. So here's the second free throw now coming up for Bennett. That one's no good. Larson has the rebound for Preston. She gives it off to Ward. She'll push the ball back up into the front court. On the left side, it comes out to Brexley Ware. Back out top to Larson again. Looks down low, comes over on the left side to Marlowe. Back out top to Knapp. She'll go back to Ward. Whoops, off her hand. She's got to go get it, save it before it goes out of bounds. She'll drive back to Marlowe in the left corner. Marlowe comes back across the top, got the ball stuck in her hands, and then almost tripped trying to get the ball, make the pass, and ended up traveling in the process. Amy Aranda will come back in, as she'll come in for Payson Bennett for the Wolverines, with under 4 minutes now to play in the game. 57-36, Preston on top. They've led the whole way. Miranda flips that one up. That's no good. Morris with the rebound, able to go back up and put it in. Morris has 13 in the game. That's high for the Wolverines. And almost high honors for both teams in the game as it comes to Larson. Kylie Larson stops, top of the key, kicks it off to the right side to Ward. Ward comes around the screen, gives it to Marlowe. Marlowe in the paint, and a crowd puts it up and in. Sydney Marlowe's got 9 as she improves on that new season high for her. Aranda in the front court for the Wolverines. Again, they'll get it down low as this comes to Adams. And Adams puts that up and in as she has her first 2 points of the contest. Preston still up by 19, 59-40. 3 minutes to play. Ward all the way to the basket and can't get it to go down. Tried the right-hand layup from the left side, which is a difficult shot, but it makes it even more difficult when you're getting a two-hand shove in the middle of the back. The foul's going to go against Amy Aranda, and that'll be her 4th. So here's Ward, and her first free throw is no good. She is now 1 of 3 officially on the varsity stats from the free throw line is Riley Ward. And the second one is good. So she gets in the scorebook. She has 3 points in the game, 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the game, and it's 60-40. The lead back out to 20 again. Lob it down low. It's too tall. Gets away from Olivia Adams, and the ball, again, we go back over to the Indians. So Ward has it in the backcourt. She'll put the dribble to it and bring it back across the timeline. Ward looking inside, nothing there. Gives it off to Marlowe. Back to Knapp, now back to Ward. Free throw line extended left. Back to Larson at the top of the key. Wants to drive the left side. Can't get through, so she'll kick it back out to Ward at the top of the key. Riley drives all the way through the bottom of the basket, off the baseline. Brings it back outside, comes back to Knapp. And Acacia Knapp with a little 5-foot turnaround jumper gets in the scorebook as well. Everybody that has played has now scored with the exception of Kylie Larson here in the game for the Indians as Ware takes it away and then lost it out of bounds. So Kylie Larson is the only one that has not scored today for the Indians. As Aranda will bring it back in here for the Wolverines. As she gets it in to Star Heron, 31. That's going to be a carryover against Aranda. Another turnover, and the ball comes back to the Indians. 2:04 to play with Preston up by 22. Stay tuned for the post-game show coming up. We'll have a wrap-up of today's game. Look at the scores and tell you what's on tap next for the Preston Indians. That's all coming up after this game is over. As Ward drives the baseline, lays it off to Larson inside. That's no good. Kylie trying to get her own rebounds, taken away inside, and a traveling violation. Now, wasn't sure if she was fouled. They called the travel first. So Olivia Adams turns the ball back over as Sid Marlowe will come back to the bench. As timeout called by the Indians with 1:50 to play, and they're up by 22, and we'll be right back.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Minute 50 to play in the game. It'll be a comfortable and happy bus ride home for the Indians as they lead big here. They lead by 22 with a minute 50 to play. In fact, it'll be a complete triumphant of big wins for the Indians as the freshman team won big earlier today. The JV's winning as well, 58-12. As we have 1, 2, 3. Need a fifth person on the floor for the Wolverines. There we go. As it'll be Star Heron to come back on the floor. So Preston has the ball right in front of their own bench with 1:50 to play as it comes back to Ward. Ward dribbling on the right side. Screen set there by Marlowe. As Sidney tries to drive, lost it, saved it on the floor, but saved it out of bounds. It'll come back over to the Wolverines with 1:37 to play. Inbound pass comes to Grace Park. Park working there against Ware, comes back up into the front court. Wants to go left. Gets it down in the corner, bounces it down low. It's taken away there by Larson on a bad pass. Again, here comes Riley Ward up into the front court. Riley, the young sophomore, all 5'2" of her with the dribble. She likes to dribble the ball high, almost up near her shoulder. As it comes back to Marlowe, top of the key. Marlowe wants to drive, gets around Heron, and then Heron holds her, trying to keep her from going to the basket. Hand check. Heron draws her second foul, and Sid Marlowe will go to the free throw line. That's 9 team fouls now on the Wolverines, so 1-1 coming up here for Sydney here at the free throw line. Marlowe with 9 in the game. A new season high for her. She tries to get into double figures for the first time this year. As free throw is short, she missed the front end of the 1-1. Knapp has the rebound for the Indians. She turns, gets it back outside. Ward from the left corner, shot from there. No good, high bounce, comes back to Larson. Her shot's no good. Back to Kylie again. She gets her own rebound. We're under a minute now to play in the contest. It comes back to Ware. Her layup is no good. I'll tell you what, Preston's missed probably a dozen shots from less than 3 feet away here in the second half. As it's Bruckner. Bring up in the front court. Little set shot for 2 is good. Bruckner's got 5. 62-42 Preston on top with 30 seconds left. Ward to Marlowe on the right side. Free throw line extended. Sydney drives, gets around everybody and lays it in. Sydney's got 11. She's in double figures tonight. And a new season high for her as 12 seconds to play in the game. They'll get it down low. Nope. Again, the pass too far out in front of Olivia Adams. And again, Preston will take over with 8 seconds left. 64-42. Preston up by 22 as Ward gets it back up into the front court. They're just going to let the clock run out. They tell her to back off as there's the final horn. And it is an impressive win for the Preston Lady Indians here this evening as they rebound well from losing the game last night in Jerome as they knock off the Wolverines tonight by 22. 64-42, the final score. We invite you to stay tuned for the postgame show, which is coming right up. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
When the time finally comes, To deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
The first Wild Women's Clinic at Beaver Mountain will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd. The cost is $55 and includes a light breakfast, lunch, and a 2-hour ski or snowboard lesson. Space is limited. You need to be registered by Monday, January 20th at our Logan office or at the Mountain Snow Sports School. Go to skithebeef.com for all the information.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Welcome back here to Wood River tonight as all 3 of the Indians teams pick up impressive wins here tonight, with the varsity capping it all off with a 22-point win in the nightcap, 64-42, as they knock off the Wood River Wolverines tonight. For Preston, they improved their record now to 11-3 on the year. They're 7-1 in conference play, and joined Twin Falls and Century as the only teams in the Great Basin 10 Conference with 7 wins on the year. Century is off. Twin Falls plays a non-conference game tonight, so that's the way things will go back to work when Preston goes to play at Century coming up on Tuesday evening, as a pair of 7-win conference teams will face each other head-to-head at the Snake Pit down at Century High School on Tuesday. For Preston, they never trailed in the game. They were never tied in the game. They got off to an early start, led by 10 in the first quarter, led by big at halftime by 19, as they just kind of kept it going from there. And even though they were outscored by 4 in the fourth quarter, they still end up winning the game by 22 points overall. So a nice win for the Indians. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and look at the score sheet right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, let's take a look at the scoring in this afternoon's game. First for Wood River, Payson Bennett finished the game with 3 points. Paige Madsen had 2. Lily Hogan had 2 in the game as well. Grace Park finished the game with 2. Sammy Bruckner had 5 in the game. Sailor Peavy finished the game with 11. Natalie Morris was the high point scorer tonight for the Wolverines. She finished the game with 13, and Olivia Adams had 2. The Wolverines were 11 of 18 from the free throw line in the game here this afternoon. For the Preston Indians, who with a win improved their record to 11-3 on the year, Haley Meek had a new season high as she scored 14 in the game today. Sydney Marlowe also established a new season high as she reached double figures. She had 11. Michaela Robertson had 6 in the game. Kasia Knapp had 2. Riley Ward finished with 3. Sage Meek had 2. Alexis Harris finished with 6. Brexley Ware finished with 12. That ties her season high. Cassie Pugmire had 7 in the game, and the only player in a Preston uniform who did not score tonight was Kaylee Larson, who failed to tally on the score sheet here this evening. From the free throw line this afternoon in the game, the Lady Indians finished 21 of 26 from the line. So we invite you now, we'll come right back and wrap up our broadcast from here this afternoon. It'll be a happy bus ride home for the Indians as we'll take one more time out and wrap it up after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
The first Wild Women's Clinic at Beaver Mountain will be held on Wednesday, January 22nd. The cost is $55 and includes a light breakfast, lunch, and a 2-hour ski or snowboard lesson. Space is limited. You need to be registered by Monday, January 20th at our Logan office or at the Mountain Snow Sports School. Go to skithebeef.com for all the information.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH.
Well, the Lady Indians get ready to climb back on the bus. They're going to stop in Twin Falls and have dinner, and then about a 3-hour bus ride back to Preston. But it'll be a happy bus ride as the Indians pick up wins on all 3 levels, including the varsity winning 64-42. Our next broadcast for the Preston Lady Indians will come up on Tuesday night as they face the Century Diamondbacks from the Snake Pit in Pocatello. The pregame on Tuesday will start at 7:15. The tip-off will be at 7:30, and you can hear that game on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and live on mylocalradio.com. Don't forget, coming up at 5:30, it is the Utah State Aggies pregame show as the Aggies are at home tonight against Nevada Reno Wolfpack. They'll tip that game off at 6 o'clock. You can hear that game coming up in just a little bit here on KACH Radio. That'll wrap up our broadcast from here for tonight. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator has been John Beverly. Remind you of the final score as Preston wins it tonight by the final score of 64-42. Until next time, I'm Dan Hubbard saying thanks for listening and good night from here at Wood River High School. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting LLC.